Let's talk about Victor Stone in my DC Cinematic Universe. Victor was not only an intellectual genius, but this dude was physically fit as fuck, and he was the star quarterback for the Metropolis High football team. He was getting scouted for the NFL. His future was looking amazing. But none of that impressed his father, Dr. Silas Stone. Silas was a man purely of intellect. He thought that sports, waste of time. He thought that Victor was throwing his life away to chase a profession that could lead to brain injury and him losing his intelligence, the real gift that Silas gave him. So Victor and his dad didn't exactly get along. And then one day when Victor was visiting his dad at Star Labs, there was a horrible accident. Silas had been working on wormhole technology, and one opened up. What Silas actually did was make an unstable boom tube, but they couldn't shut it down and it kept absorbing things, and Victor got sucked in. So imagine a big glowing sphere of energy that this guy got sucked into. He placed his arms against it, trying to push back to not get sucked in, and his arms would literally melt into the sphere. That's how he loses his limbs and this side of his face, because he's literally pressed against this sphere before it shuts down. He falls to the ground, no arms, no legs, half his face melted off, organs melting. He was ruined. And while Silas was angry that his son wanted to be a football player, Silas didn't not love his kid. He rushed Victor into the other room and he started plugging everything they had. He didn't care what it was, experimental or not. He just wanted to make sure his son would survive. And by the end of it, this was what we got. The decision to turn Victor into a cyborg instead of letting him die a horrible death would be a source of contention between Victor and Silas for quite a while, but eventually, especially after joining the Titans, Victor would really come into his own. Amongst the Titans, he didn't have to be unsure of who he was or hide his cybernetics. He could literally just be his new self. His friendship with Beast Boy, who also had a very rough time growing up because Beast Boy couldn't change his skin from the color green, so everyone knew he was descended from Martian Manhunter and Ms. Martian. These guys had a lot to talk about. And then him being mentored and becoming friends with Dick Grayson and Wally West, this dude was just really turning out okay. He was really coming to terms with what happened to him. And then after all the Teen Titans movies, during the events of my third Justice League movie called Justice League Crisis, this guy comes into contact with a mother box. You'll have to wait until the Justice League Crisis video to see why, but he decides to interface with a mother box to see if he could talk to it directly using the cybernetic parts of his brain. And the mother box ate him. The mother box grows around him and forms a horrible cybernetic cocoon that the rest of the Titans and the Justice League freak out about. They think that he's being destroyed. But no, after a little while, the mother box and the cocoon shrink back down. And this cyborg comes out of it. Instead of all of his lights being red, they are now blue. All of the bulkiness of his old form is gone, and it's sleek. And what's more, some of his skin seems to be back. The mother box, the perfect invention of the new gods that is a living computer, saw this man, saw the pain that his existence caused him, and it turned him into a perfect fusion of biology and technology. This also gives Cyborg the ability to open boom tubes on command and dials his power up to 11. This dude gets a huge anime power boost. This Cyborg would be like the Iron Man equivalent of my DC Cinematic Universe. This dude's just a god. He can breathe in space, he can lift 1,000,000 pounds, he can shoot giant blue lasers, he can summon boom tubes at will, he can speak every language, and he runs on source energy. Fuck yeah, dude! Cyborg!